Immigration is a big question. I've talked to a lot of farmers. My district, 5th District, is a very rural agricultural district. And I talked to a lot of dairy farmers and tobacco growers last week when I was at meetings around the county and asked them what they wanted me to share with y'all at this meeting. They all use immigrant labor. Every one of them said they couldn't do without it. The question is, how do we make that work? We need, the solution has to be a social partnership between the producers and the workers. The human rights, the workers' rights cannot be put against the employers' rights. And somehow we have to find a compromise there. They said a lot of their workers don't want a path to citizenship, but they want to be legal. They want to be able, these are not criminals, and these are people that are here to work and want to, and doing good jobs that Americans are not right now willing to do. So one way to improve that is to make the working conditions safe and healthy for all. Now, we've got a lot of regulations in place. When the regulation is good and sensible, then it's easy to enforce. And you do have to have the enforcement part of it to make sure that the level playing field is leveled. Those employers that are doing everything legal are at a disadvantage economically to those who are not. So we need to make sure that we all play by the same rules. People here in this country need to be documented. They need to be authorized. We need to know who they are and where they are. And that needs to be through, with their country's consulates as well as with our government as well. The H-2A program is a good, is functioning right now. It needs to be addressed so that it can work better. The ultimate goal is more permanent workers and less seasonal workers. And hopefully we can find that compromise by improving working conditions which help all workers in the country and make it, well, good for the employers. We have to have a solution that works for the farm rights workers and the employers, and it's not one against the other. It's finding that happy medium where we all benefit. One thing we need to realize is there's significant contributions and sustained economic contribution from these workers here. And the other side is that society can't afford more poorly prepared workers and their families. So we have to find that balance. We have to make these people able to come and go legally without having to sneak across the border and get involved in activities that aren't productive. I think the preference should be for those workers that are already here in the country. I'm hearing from some of these farmers, they've had workers that have been there for 20 years. For whatever reason, they didn't get their paperwork done in time, and if they go back to Mexico and get at the end of the line, they won't be able to have those workers anymore, and they depend on those workers. Those are skilled workers that know and make their farm successful. So if I heard anything from the farmers in my district, is they need that help and they need to make it legal. So I think we need to find out why, with 10, 12, 15% unemployment, Americans are not willing to do these jobs. And what is it about these jobs that we can't get Americans and reduce our unemployment rate in some of these farm jobs? I think community-based and not-for-profit organizations could be involved in the registration process as well. So I think there's a lot of leeway here, and we need to find that balance. But any proposal that stands a chance of progress is going to confront an uphill battle in a war of perceptions that will be fought from both sides of the aisle in the political scheme. So I think we need to take this out of a political hot-button issue and really get some research and find out and think this through with a strategic aim in mind and come up with a solution that will benefit us all and protect workers' rights as well as employers' rights all through the country.
Thank you.